Hello, my name is Christian Peterson, and today I'll be presenting my research article entitled Video Tracking Analysis of Behavioral Patterns During Estrus in Goats. The authors are Nasumi Endo and others. An article was published in the Journal of Reproduction and Development. Beginning with some background information, I'll briefly define estrus. Estrus is a recurring period of sexual receptivity and fertility in many female mammals, and is also known as heat. Behaviors displayed during estrus are important for successful mating of females and males in all mammals. Estrus behaviors can be categorized into three components: attractivity, receptivity, and proceptivity. Proceptivity is any behavior shown by a female that initiates or maintains sexual interaction with a male. In goats, these behaviors include approaching males, sniffing, mounting, and tail wagging. Proceptivity is the most important category when visually determining when an animal is in estrus. These behaviors are normally monitored by a human because direct observation is currently regarded as the best method for obtaining detailed data regarding specific behaviors. But in large-scale operations or long-term continuous observations of animal behaviors, there is a limit to the number of observations that can be made, including detailed analyses of behavioral changes during the estrus cycle. The proposed solution for this problem was the use of an automated video tracking system. Automated video tracking systems for studying animal behaviors were introduced in the early 1990s, and they have been increasingly incorporated into studies of lab mice. Practical use of video tracking systems to this day are still limited mainly to lab mice and small insects. And implementing video tracking technology into livestock systems is not a new concept, but making these concepts a reality has been harder since livestock systems are various and they're not as controlled as a lab setting. Not only are the environments a challenge for scientists, but watching footage in a time-effective manner to get valuable data has been a hurdle for many scientists as well. This article discussed an attempt to monitor estrus behavior of goats using automated video tracking systems, and also discussed developing new quantitative method for assessing behavioral changes during estrus in goats. And essentially that is a new systematic approach to watching videos to acquire the most data in the most time-effective manner. The following materials and methods were utilized to accomplish the video analysis done in the study. An observation pen was set up in the corner of a paddock where the female goats were housed, with one side adjacent to the male paddock. All the female goats were checked for estrus once or twice daily and were considered an estrus when they allowed mounting by a male goat. After an adaptation period of approximately 10 minutes, the behaviors of the goats were recorded for 10 minutes using a network camera recorder connected to a personal computer. After finishing video recording, behavioral observations were performed by a well-trained observer using the video recordings. The two behavioral patterns that the researchers focused on were approaching the male and staying near the male, and they were assessed on the time series graph. The video recordings were processed using the A/B digitizer software. The positions and the movements of the markers attached to the back of the goats were tracked automatically, and the X and Y coordinates of the central point of the marker were outputted every half second. The results from the study were obtained by a video tracking analysis and a video recorded observation by a human observer, and there were no significant differences in the durations of standing and walking or the total length of movement in the female goats in either estrus or non-estrus groups. And the number of approaches to the male and the duration of staying near the male paddock were significantly higher in goats in estrus than goats not in estrus, and this can be seen in the images on the next slide. Based on the data shown in Figure 2, the proximity to the male was investigated by assessing the position of the female goat relative to the distance from the male paddock, shown in Figure 3. The male paddock will be the y-axis in the top right image, showing visually goats in estrus were considerably closer to the males, and the bottom right images show the same results in bar graph form. The goal of the study was to develop an automated quantitative method for analyzing sexual behaviors during estrus in Shiba goats, using tracking data obtained from video recording. The video tracking technique they used appeared to be satisfactory for acquiring precise measurements of behavioral changes in goats, and their behavior sampling method of recording behavior every half second over a 10-minute interval seemed effective in recording desired behaviors. There are various behaviors that can be used to try to detect estrus, but not all are easy to identify on camera, such as tail wagging and sniffing. They used distance from male as a primary indicator, which seemed effective. The metrics used in this study to determine estrus and ethogram will be useful for future projects. Thank you for your time.